Another episode of Real Talk, where real people talk about real estate. Guys, I literally have 20 minutes, so let's hurry up.
Let's do this. Let's go, Jose. Come on.
Just go, come on.
You ask a question.
Oh, are we going?
So somebody start a timer.
Alright, roll it up. Come on.
20 minutes. Timer, Alex,
Alright.
can you start it?
Alright, yeah. The timer.
Timer.
Oh, timer. Timer.
This is gonna be a fun one.
Ready, go.
I saw your picture today.
Thank you.
Selfie.
Uh-huh.
Mirror. It's good stuff, man. First one. How'd you pull it off?
Does anyone have real estate
Okay.
questions?
Real question though. Is it wise to fill up your calendar with a bunch of things to do, like real estate related, or should you leave some holes open so that if anything ever pops in, as often happens,
Ooh.
like you?
You touching on my pain points.
Dude, those are my pain
I
points.
can talk about calendar all day. 20 minutes is not gonna be enough. But to save you some time and kind of to tell you some of the things that I adjusted for. So first of all, time blocking, yes, absolutely important. Time blocking for calls, follow-ups with clients, or work that you need to put into prepping offers. Time block everything, all your activities, role plays, so that when you see in the calendar, you're gonna actually do it, right? Number two, you plan the calendar, it will never go according to the calendar. The stuff that you estimate for doing, you can allocate 20 minutes, 30 minutes to something, is gonna take you an hour. So what I started doing is that I started putting things in the calendar that I wasn't accounting for, so that I would know what can come up. A call from a client, something I need to address, and so on and so on. So that's another thing. And I would color code it too. So something I wouldn't be expecting would get into my calendar, it goes into black color, so I would adjust it in the future, knowing that this may come up. Eventually, I started time blocking catch-ups, because I know that something is gonna come up for sure. Somebody's gonna ask me to do something I wasn't planning. So between certain hours, I have catch-up, and not a single time there was be like catch-up and I have nothing to do. There's always something to do. Did I answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
That's a good one. Time blocking is very important for calendar. Mr. Alex.
Yeah, so let me see. Yeah, we've talked about many topics over the week, but I think one has definitely stood out to me. It's this idea of discount agents. So we have a lot of discount agents, especially in the Bay Area right now. How has anyone ever came up to you asking for a discount, or how do you really combat that?
Almost every day. And that's another topic that we can go on for hours.
Yeah.
There's two main ways that I can see of attracting business: discounts and providing value. And unfortunately, these things don't go together. Correct. Or fortunately, I suppose, right? the way you look at it.
Yeah.
I had an example as recent as yesterday. We met at a listing presentation. Somebody's thinking about selling their house. We met with a couple. Nikita and I went there. Mm-hmm. And we sit at the table. We talk about what we can do for them. And they straight up bring the topic saying that, look, we interview multiple agents. What is the best deal that you can give to us? So I explained that we charge 5%, 2.5% buyer side, 2.5% seller side. So they say we just interviewed an agent that offered 1% commission. And I asked, is it 1% listing fee or 1% total? They said we didn't talk about it. And that's a red flag right there, because they always say we charge 1%. And then typically during the contract signing, they say, oh, and this is me charging 1%, but we also have to pay to the buyer's agent 2.5%, so that becomes total of 3.5%. So originally looking at 1% or 5%, but in reality it's 3.5% versus 5%. But it also gets better. I asked them whether that agent would go lower, and they go, what? I asked them, do you think you could ask for more and they would reduce their commission from 1% to even lower? They say, can they do that? I say, let's call them right now and find out. And they it feels awkward, right?
Yeah.
And they don't call, but they text. And they ask them that, look, if we would meet somebody else offering 0.75% instead of 1%, would you be able to match it? This person is not even calling back, is not negotiating. They say, yes, I'll do 0.75.
Oh my God.
Now, their house is worth about $1 million.
Okay.
So the question is, when you sell a house for $1 million and this person is negotiating for $10,000 and just reduced it to $7,500, can you trust them to negotiate on your behalf for $1 million home if they cannot negotiate in their commission over text message? So I don't know if that answers your question, but that's my outlook. And they immediately go, all right, can you do 2%? Can you do 2% listing fee and can you do 2.5 buyer's side, 4.5 total? So they already don't want to work with somebody who is offering 0.75. They would rather work with me for 2. But I still would say no, because that would cause me to cut corners. I would rather spend money on marketing instead of reducing my commission and not spending money on marketing and having less people looking at the property and for them selling it for less, right? Because an agent would cut corners, but you would have to understand they're reducing their commission by some cost, right? It comes out of somewhere. And I think it often comes out from cutting the marketing expenses that they're not spending money on. Which I also want to add a little bit. I know I'm talking, this is a long answer. I can talk about it all day. But discounting may work really well in a hot market. When there's a lot of buyers, rates are low, and inventory is low, and everybody's in a bidding war, there's 10, 20, 30 offers or more, right? So it makes sense just to put the property on MLS. It's gonna sell itself. Commission does not matter that much. In a slower market, when inventory is not moving as fast, you have to do video marketing, you have to do photo marketing, 3D tour, a lot of other things. You have to e-blast, you have to call agents, tell them about you. So there's a lot of extra steps that are involved in a slower market.
I see, okay. Oh.
We can even stop right here and just like go over this topic, you guys. But does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it definitely makes sense. And then there's probably so many other ways to combat that question, but I think that was a good what you did to call their agent and see if they could even a lower commission rate, which is insane to even go below the 1% mark.
I know. I don't know if we would have pushed it for 0.5%, would they do it?
That's ridiculous to me. I mean, to even go to break 1%. But all right, well, do we want to stick on this topic? Or?
I mean, up to you guys. We talk about anything you want to talk. But I guess it's also worth mentioning for you guys, for experience sake, you always have to think as to why they're doing this. And I know that some agents would offer a low listing fee and a standard 2.5% buyer's fee, hoping or relying that they will represent the buyer. You know what I mean? So now they're not making that 1%, they're making 3.5%. So their goal may be initially to take 3.5%. What may happen, right, is the agent who's going to be representing their own buyer will be pushing that offer through in order to get paid more commission, right?
Right.
So is it ethical? No. Is it legal? Also no. Does it happen? I've seen that, right? So you have to ask yourself that question as to why somebody's giving away their money. There's always got to be a reason.
All right, well then I guess we'll stick on this topic. I think it's a popular topic right now. So this was kind of at a listing presentation. So how about more at an open house scenario, as more of us new agents would be finding our leads there and probably having to deal with that question. Where would your dialogue fall for this scenario?
Oh, same thing. Just like with listings, with buyers happens all the time. People are asking for commission reduction. With sellers, I can somewhat understand because the seller is paying that commission to the agent. With buyers, not so much, because buyers is not paying the commission. They have the representation, but they are asking the agent to give a portion of their commission to the buyer as for a form of a credit. And a lot of it, I believe, comes from stigma that agents are just there to open the door. And to combat that is to explain that that's not really what we are here for. Our biggest value is in negotiation, right? Anybody can open the door. Anybody can press a button on their phone and open the lockbox and turn the key. Yeah. That's easy. Now, CMAs, estimating the property value and telling you what should be the good offer, giving you that recommendation and helping them not to leave money on the table, right? Because if you work with an agent that tells you, submit your highest and best, your max is 2.1, go at 2.1, right? But if you can squeeze in and say, look, I know your max is 2.1, but I feel like based on the comps and my conversation with the agent, we can go at 2.75 and save you $25,000. Well, that's where that value is coming in, right? You just save somebody $25,000 that they were willing to spend, but because of your expertise, you're able to save those money.
Right. That's where the value of an agent comes in.
That's exactly.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, so here's the big one.
Welcome.
Very curious. Yes, first time here, debut. You can't get rid of me now. Okay, so very curious. Young man, very successful. Where'd you come from? How'd you get here?
Ooh. All of the questions today, we can just like sit down, get a cigar and talk. But the short version would be originally from Ukraine. We moved here back in 2009, right after the crash. And I remember people were talking about crisis and housing boom, and I had no idea what everybody was talking about. But I was not interested in real estate at that point of time completely. I was just looking for a place to live and to work. And my place of work at that point of time was a pizza store. Yeah, so I started, I was hanging coupons on doors. So you know how you go home and you see coupon hanging? Mm-hmm. That's what I did. I was hanging those on doorknobs. Got promoted to, I don't even know what the position is, pizza cook, pizza maker. I was making pizzas, and then I got to answering calls. And that's when I went as answering calls, I was selling pizza, and that's when I started feeling passion for sales. It started from really minor, silly stuff. For example, somebody was, the upselling concept, when you offer to buy something that they were not planning to buy. Somebody would call to buy a pizza, and it's a hot summer day, and I would tell them, look, it's so hot out there, would you like a 2-liter of icy cold soda with it, right? And they would go, yeah, that actually sounds good. Would you like a cheesy garlic bread with it? Yeah, why not? Would you like a regular or large? I'll take regular. Look, for only $1, you can get large. Oh, if it's only $1, let's take. And I was like, oh my God, this is fun, right? And I thought, can I sell something bigger? And I transitioned into selling office supplies. So I ran a small business that was selling office supplies, all computer-related hardware and software. I went to college parallel to it, and then calculated how much time I need to spend, and time and money for college education, finish university, and figured I'll try and find something different before going to college, and if anything, I can always come back. So I tried real estate. I thought I'm gonna try it for a year, and if it doesn't work out, I can go back to college. Thankfully, it did work out. Didn't have to go back. I might still go back at some point, maybe when I'm 40, just to put the check mark on it.
Never too late. I've done it.
There you go. So that's kind of the background.
Man, amazing.
And here we are.
And here we are.
Westbrook Group.
Westbrook. Congrats. That's cool.
Is it possible to do role play for 2 minutes? I want to
Sure.
see negotiations.
Is that the
At 2
question,
minutes,
or is that
No, at 2 minutes is my meeting, so you have 2 minutes to make me.
our meeting is coming up too.
Okay. So you're calling me. You already submitted your offer, and
So I'm
oh
an
wait,
agent.
no,
and you're an agent.
wait. You're trying to find out. Yeah. How do you? I've only submitted like a couple offers. I forgot how you. You're trying to get the lowest price. I'm a
Confusing the
listing
heck out of
agent.
me, my friend. Give me the scenario. Who are you? Who am I? Let's start with that.
Listing agent. I am a listing agent. My home is listed for 2.15 million.
Okay.
And
And I'm the buyer's agent.
you're the buyer's agent.
Okay.
Maybe your max is 2 million.
Okay.
Okay.
And what's my goal?
To get me to come down 2 million. Is it possible? I mean, 150,000.
How many days are you on market?
Are we going there? I've been on market for 7 days.
7 days. All right.
Yeah,
I
last
mean,
Thursday.
it's so hypothetical because there are so many other factors that I would look into. I would see your background, how experienced you are. I would check disclosures.
I have
and whether-
50 sales.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I would check, so 7 days on market, that's fine. I would also look at the comps, right? So I would never just look at the property that is listed for 2.150 and go to my client and just because they're budget to tell them that, look, let's go and offer 2 million. You have to look at comps and maybe you can
Comps
be in a
are
situation-
2.1.
2.1.
Yeah.
And you want to bring it to 2 million.
No, you wanna
I want to bring it to 2 million.
Yeah.
So you have to also be reasonable, right?
Okay.
If it's worth that much, maybe you need to not to talk to the agent, but you need to explain to your buyer what they need to be looking at in terms of the price point. Because if your buyer's budget is 2 million, but they're looking at the properties that are comping at 2.1, 2.2, if we don't do that homework and explain to them, we may be wasting their time by chasing the unicorn, and they're going to be frustrated for not catching the unicorn.
So let's say their budget is now 2.1.
All right, so now they're okay, and we need to bring it out by 50K.
Yeah.
Okay. Still, so many things are missing. Down payment. Are they fully underwritten, pre-approved?
Let's just say, I don't know, you make it up like whenever. Is it possible to roleplay or no?
Sure.
Yeah.
Ring, ring.
Hey, this is Jose.
Hey, Jose, I'm calling in regards to your listing located on 123 Awesome Street.
Oh, yes.
It's Vladimir Westbrook from Westbrook Realty. You have a few minutes?
I do, yes.
Cool. I see that your listing has been on the market for a week. I'm curious, how was the activity? How was the open house that we had?
Activity was actually great. Offers are due today and we're expecting 2. And I already have 1 on hand.
So expecting 2 more?
2 more.
Or 2
yeah.
total?
2 more.
Okay, so 3 total.
3 total.
Okay. And how many disclosure requests have you received in this week?
This week, it's been 5.
Okay. So 5 disclosure requests and 3 offers. Is that right to you?
10 disclosure requests. Or whatever. Like, I don't know.
Are
Yeah.
you changing what you said, or we continue the conversation where you change your mind?
I'm changing what I said.
Okay,
10
so 10 disclosure requests, 3 offers that you're expecting.
Yeah.
And I see that it's listed for 2.15. I'm curious, where are you expecting offers within where the pricing is? Because frankly, I've seen the comparables are coming in a bit lower. I don't know if you have any other comparables that you can share, but I'm comping this at around 2.1.
I saw that, but sellers aren't willing to accept anything below list price.
Got it. So sellers' expectations are 2.15.
Yes.
Got it.
And with the activity I've seen, like it seems like it's possible to maybe go over.
Got you. And if we were thinking to go in at 2,050,000, would you say it's a waste of time, or should we shoot our shot and submit an offer?
2 million, 2.15 or
2,050,000.
2,050,000?
Yeah.
I would say submit your highest and best. That's what I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll talk to my buyers and see if they want to proceed, and we'll circle back with you.
All right, sounds good.
All right. So, what do I know now? I know that the offer that you have is probably not at 2,050,000 mark. Whatever you have on the table. Plus, ratio-wise, if you would tell me 3 out of 5, that's a crazy ratio. That we don't see a lot of that. 10, maybe I'll believe you that 3 out of 10 people that look at disclosures want to submit an offer. That being said, if you're suggesting for me to move forward, 2 contradicting things. One is that the sellers don't want to sell for below 2.150. Number 2 is that submit your highest and best, even if it's 250. So whatever you have is probably not really strong. So it does make sense for me to shoot my shot. And the beauty is, when I do come in at 2.1, you're gonna be happier to see it because you thought I'm gonna be coming in at 2,050,000, and that's if I'm gonna be coming in 2.1. Maybe this is actually one of those scenarios where I feel that if my gut feeling is correct and you don't have a lot going on, we can submit a little bit lower and see if we can get it in.
Oh, okay.
And typically here you would have a conversation with your buyer. Look, I think it's a range, right? I think we can submit it between 2,050,000 and 2.1. 2.1, if you love the house, you're ready to give it your max, you want to maximize the chance for you getting it. If it's our first offer, and we just want to try our luck, this is not the house that hits all the check marks, but it's a good house to live in, maybe then we should come in at 2,050,000 and see what happens. And if it doesn't get accepted, it's not the end of the world. See what I mean?
Okay. Awesome. Thanks, man.
How are you doing in time?
Done. 10 seconds.
10 seconds. Yeah, I had a feeling something. Well, thank you for tuning in for another episode of Real Talk. And if you want to see more of these conversations, subscribe and wait, I guess. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Perfect timing.
All right.